Hello, this is Dina from Dina's Delicious Cooking, and I'm very excited because one of my favorite holidays is coming up. It's a holiday called Hanukkah, and in this holiday, we celebrate a miracle where there was a small jug of oil that was supposed to last for 1 day, but it lasted for 8 days. Now, there's a lot more to the holiday than that, but because of this part of the holiday, we eat foods that are fried in oil, as if I needed another excuse to eat something fried in oil. I love frying foods. One of the foods that we eat are called potato latkes or potato pancakes or vote. And what you do is you take potatoes and there are actually a lot of ways to do this. Let me start by saying what I do is I take potatoes and onions and eggs and I mush them all up in either a blender or a food processor. Then I add matzah meal. Now matzah meal is just matzah that has been mushed up. Some people add flour. It just depends on what you want to do. This is how my mother did it, so this is how I do it. And then I add salt and pepper and I fry it in oil. It is so delicious. My hair will smell like fried onions and potatoes for a long time, and I don't care. It is so good. So I'm going to show you how I do it, and I'm going to blow your mind right now because look at these potatoes. I wash them really well. I'm not peeling them. A lot of people spend a lot of time peeling their potatoes. Why? You don't have to. They're washed super well, and I'm going to smush it up in the food processor. I don't need to take the skin off. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I once heard that all the nutrients are in the skin, so that'll be my excuse for not doing it. But also, why? Why do I have to waste time doing that? So I'm going to cut up these potatoes. I already cut up about 2.5 onions that look like this. They're really big onions. And then we are going to get started, and I have to tell you something. I don't actually have a recipe for this. I really don't. I just do potatoes, onions, matzah meal, eggs. So today I'm going to try to kind of figure out an actual recipe, and you're here for the ride. So I did 2.5 of these onions, and I'm going to do a whole bunch of potatoes. This is about 10 pounds of potatoes. So we can do that, and we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. I know it's going to taste good. I just never measured out the ingredients before. But this way, you'll all get to do it and know exactly how many potatoes and how much matzah meal and how many eggs to use. So let's get started. I'm going to cut up the potatoes and then we will start putting them in the food processor. I am back and I have cut my washed potatoes into little bits. They're next to my onions, and what I'm going to do now is start putting them in my food processor. Now I have a glass here, and that's because I'm about to use eggs. Blood is not kosher. So when I use eggs, what I do is first I crack an egg into a glass or a see-through something, and I check it for blood, and if it doesn't have any, then I put it into my container. It's easier for me to do it that way than to crack an egg directly into my mixture, because if it has blood, then I have to throw everything away. So you'll often see me cracking eggs into a separate container when I'm about to use them. I'm going to use 2 eggs every time I put a new mixture into the food processor. So we're just going to go ahead and crack my eggs. Check. No blood. This one is good. Put it into my food processor. No. This one is perfect too. Now I'm going to put a whole bunch of my onions and potatoes into the food processor. I don't want to overwhelm the food processor because this is going to need to go for a bunch. So I'm not going to fill it all the way up. And this will make me have to do several times, but I'd rather do that and be sure that it's going to blend than not. Let's put the top on, and I'm gonna press the puree button, and let's see how long it goes for. Still hot. Still going. We'll take a bit. That's okay. Okay. This is perfect. This is what you want to see. It's not 100% liquefied, but we don't want that. That took, what, about 25 seconds? So, I just noticed I have one full one that didn't manage to get blended. I'm going to leave it out for the next one. And now I'm just going to pour it into this empty bowl, and I'm going to repeat this until all of my batter all of my ingredients are all used up. Notice also that I have my potatoes in a bowl of water, and that's because I don't want them to turn brown or black. I have a lot that I'm doing here, and I just want to make sure that they stay potato colored until I'm using them. Check that. And I check every single egg. You have to check every egg when you're cooking with them because you never know if one might have blood. So I've checked my eggs, and now I'm going to be putting some more onions and some more potatoes. And I'm going to puree them again. Now, there are a lot of ways to make potato latkes. Some people break their potatoes and squeeze the water out and then put in egg, onion, and flour or matzo meal. I like to blend it. I find that the latke is a little more pillowy and soft, and it's just how my mom used to do it, so I'm just used to it, and that's how I like it the best. I will do them braided sometimes, but honestly, I just prefer it this way. I think we all kind of get comforted by things that we had when we were younger. At least I do, so I just really prefer it this way. Also, I don't have to do the step of squeezing out the water. I just have it all into one big mush. So, bonus, less work. I've just finished my last round of blending, and it took me 6 of these food processor fills for the 10 potatoes, and it was about 2.5 pounds of onions, and that was 12 eggs that I used. So 10 pounds of onions, 2.5 pounds, 10 pounds of potatoes, 2.5 pounds of onions, and this was 12 eggs. Now I'm going to add the matzo meal, and remember, we're trying to actually do a recipe, so this time I am going to measure it. Let's see what it looks like. So this is what matzo meal is. It's basically just crushed up matzah. If you don't have this, then sure, use flour or something else. I'm not sure how the flour will translate to this recipe though. So for this recipe, I'm using matzo meal, and let's see how much. Okay, so this is 1 cup. Does not look like enough, so I'm going to do another cup. That was actually another 1.5 cups. So we're at 2.5 cups of matzo meal, and I am going to take a spoon and mix it around. Let's take the spoon and mix it, and you want it to basically look like oatmeal. That's the consistency that we're looking for, and you can see it's getting there as I mix it. The mixture is becoming heavier. I want to get all of that matzo meal mixed into the potato mixture. Let's see. It's looking good, but you know what? I think I want another cup of the matzo meal. So let's do it. Let's put another cup in. Yes, this is definitely more of what I'm looking for. Here, sorry, my photography skills are not actually that great. I don't know if you could tell. Let's see. Here, it definitely is looking more like oatmeal, and this is the consistency that you want it. Okay, so we have 10 pounds of potatoes, 2.5 pounds of onions, 12 eggs, and 3 cups of matzo meal. Now, I'm doing this for a large group of about 20 people, so I wouldn't do this for your family of 5. Unless your family of 5 eats like my family of 5, then yeah, go for it. All right, now let's salt and pepper this baby up. Normally what I would do is just salt and pepper with abandon, but we're trying to find a recipe here, right? We're trying to make a recipe. So let's see. Let me get out a measuring spoon. Here we go. I have a teaspoon right here. Let's start with 2 teaspoons of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. And we'll go from there. 1 salt, 2 salts, and then let's do the teaspoon of pepper and we'll see how it goes. All right, I'm gonna give this a really good mix. Now remember, when you are using spices, when you're using anything, you can always add, you can't take out. So start slow. Start with just a little bit and then add more. I have a feeling I'm gonna need some more salt, but I started with the 2 teaspoons. Who knows? Might surprise me. Now I'm gonna do something that you really should not do because you know it has eggs in it, but I don't know how this tastes, so I have to taste it. Don't try this at home. You shouldn't eat raw eggs, but I'm gonna take one for the team. Let's see. Yeah, we need more salt. Hopefully, I will not die of salmonella today. If I do, it will have been worth it just for you. Adding another teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to give this another really, really good mix. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Okay, taking a new spoon. You know what? I'm gonna go for a 4th teaspoon. I am. You don't have to at this point. It's fine with the 3, but I just want a little more salt in mine. If you have somebody that has hypertension, don't put this much salt. All right. Let me find another tasting fork. And let's see how it is now. Oh, it's perfect. This is good. I'm very pleased with it. All right, now on to the frying. Okay, guys, we've come to the most important part. Frying. Now, we have to understand a few things. First of all, your oil must be hot, but not too hot. If your oil is too hot, the outside of your latke will burn and the inside will be raw. And this goes for anything that you're gonna fry, like a regular pancake, not just potato pancakes. You've gotta make sure that you've got the right temperature. So hot, not too hot. Second of all, we're only flipping once. Do not flip more than once. Wait till the bottom gets nice golden brown and then give it a flip. So you're gonna look at about 3 minutes on each side, depending on how big your latkes are. Okay, got that out of the way. And I think we are ready. Let's turn on the oven. Now, different ovens go at different speeds. What I'm using now is a commercial oven because I am not at my house. So this is going to be a little bit different than what I'm used to, and I'm going to have to learn the oven speed and learn how hot it gets as I go. Your first batch is not going to be as good as the later batches, and that's okay. You know, it's fine. We're cooking. We're not, you know, designing something that really needs precision. We're not engineering a building here. It's still going to taste good. Actually, it's going to taste great because it's fried potatoes. I mean, seriously, how can this not taste great? All right, let's start. I forgot to mention something. Okay, so you're gonna want something for when you take your potato latkes out of the pan. The best thing would be some sort of like a grate or something, or like a metal thing rack, a metal rack. That would be best. I'm working in a kitchen that doesn't have one, so what I've done is I've just lined a baking sheet with some extra paper towels to collect the drippings. Don't put this too near your oven. You don't want to set it on fire. All right, seriously. Now we're gonna wait for our oven to get to temp, and then we are going to start. I've got 2 pans going here, and that's because I have a lot to do. So you don't have to work in 2 pans. You can work in 1 pan. I just want to make sure I get everything done. Also, very important, you make your latkes when you're going to eat them. Do you know what happens if you make latkes in advance? They're not going to taste as good. Never, ever heat up a latke in the microwave. You will regret it. Seriously, it will taste like rubbery, not so good. So if you're gonna heat them up later, please heat them up in the oven, or like, a toaster oven or something else, not a microwave. You'll put in all the work for nothing. Or just make them hot for when people come in. Everyone loves a nice hot fresh latke out of the pan. I feel like there's a song about that. I don't know the song. If not, maybe we should make one up. Latke out of the pan, they are nice and fresh. Latke out of the pan, never in a microwave. I literally just made that up. I know, hard to believe.